was Kraft macaroni and cheese and so much screaming. Hi, everybody. It's Christina. It's Monday night. Vox and Guest Live, number 21. Is that correct? 20. I have no spatial ability whatsoever. Well, irrespective of what order it is Vox and Guest Live number 21. We are here with a brand new, no, it's not brand new. It's a mystery panel of greatness that's not brand new, but they're brand new to me because I haven't seen them in a while. So we're going to hopefully pop to them. They will have had all their lighting issues and sound issues resolved. It's going to be perfect and spectacular. And I think we should see what the shit show looks like. What do you think, honey? No, not yet. No, we can't do that yet because the goblins are telling me that they're not ready yet. So we have two people here. One of them is inaudible, but very visible. The other one is very audible, but kind of invisible. Together, they make the perfect man. Because the perfect man would be both inaudible and invisible. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, you know what? Should we play something while we wait? You're going to have to wait. It's so mysterious. We can't even tell you who it is right at the beginning. We can't. I think you're pointing at me, but I can't see you. Are we going to start with is the panel ready? They're ready. I just keep asking him questions and he keeps going like this, but there are two things he could be answering. I'm going to trust and take a leap that this mystery panel of greatness is ready. An auspicious start we've had. Let's see who it is. There they are. Look at this. The bearded, the undershirted, the men, the myth, the legends. We have on our left, who doesn't know Naked Joe? Everybody knows Naked Joe Boo. You've seen the nipples. You've heard the nipples. Now buy the album. There he's already ready. This shirt may not stay on the whole time, but
it won't.
Make the people wait. You gotta build up to the nips. You gotta. Jack Phantom is here. Jack Phantom. Hi, Jack Phantom. Neither audible nor
Jack.
visible. There we go. So hi, Joe Boo, the Joe Boo of many bands. Joe Boo, 11,001 bands now, and
Indeed.
counting. And counting. They're all ready. Look who else we have here. We have Paul from Dream the Heavy. Paul was here during our calamitous first makeshift studio show where he basically, along with Bittersweet Revenge, had to carry the whole thing for like the first half hour while Greg and I figured out what the fuck. So I wanted Paul to come back so I could actually like hang out with him for real and not just have squirrels screaming in my brain the entire time that he was talking. So hello, Paul from Dream the Heavy. How are you?
Hello,
hey, Tom
everybody
McElman.
out there. Doing very well. How's everybody? That was a real fun show, though. Regardless of what happened at the beginning, I still had a blast.
It was, and we got so much. You guys are definitely, as I've been saying, fan favorites because we got so much good feedback from when you were on, Paul, and everyone loves a boo. Everyone loves a boo. Okay, I think it's time. I think it's fucking time. I think I've talked long enough. Oh, Gio has the Paul starter beard kit going.
All it takes is neglect.
Scanner is saying hi to Paul.
Hey, Joe! That's my buddy. Hey. That's my Yinzer buddy over here. Yep.
And Blind Shadow Vortex is saying hello to the panel of all panels.
What's up, brother?
Look at this. The panel of all panels. It is pretty panel-tastic. Jack Phantom, we are so happy to see you, Jack. Jack hasn't been able to be around for a while. The order doesn't matter. Yoda did fine. You all knew what I meant. Jack has not been able to be around much, but we're always happy to see him in the always hilarious chat. It's time, though. It's time. It's time to play some music. This is a band called Malyon, Malyon. Kevin. This is a song called Tortured. Now, this band, Milwaukee band, based in Milwaukee at least, started out in the late 80s, okay? Like many of us here. And just existing or playing music or whatever. And they were a club-based band, and they played these shows out from the late 80s till about early mid-90s, 93-ish. And they did, covers, mostly rock covers, metal covers. And then grunge happened. Dun, dun, dun. I love how people say that when they send us things like, and then grunge happened. I'm like, and then there was much rejoicing. Yay. So grunge happened. They decided to get a little heavier. Fucking rock it out a little bit more. And writing originals. So they went from heavy, they're not kidding. Judas Priest, Megadeth, Pantera, Metallica, all the stuff. And they put out an album rather, 10 tracks in 98. And they've revamped the whole thing, and they've just released this. So we're going to play it. Tortured by Malion. Let's start the fucking show. Do it.
soul. There ain't no way out.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone, and good night. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I'm tired of giving references that are from mainstream music. I'm going to go ahead and pull up some freaky things as my
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yep,
oh my God. That totally reminded me of freaky
things. You and I, man, it's like
incredible.
Eye to eye, nipple to nipple. We're on the same wavelength. That's exactly right.
Nipples.
No, because you know,
I swear to God, this entire song, I was thinking this is like a freaky thing song.
Yep, which is so much better than any other reference that I could mention anyway. But I mean, I love me some grungy, heavy, chuggy,
Halloweeny, dark horror.
You say Halloween, Richie Warwick is just going to pop up like Beetlejuice. So be careful. But no, I mean, but holy shit, that outro with the piano.
Yeah, killer.
Whole other level. So we're going to deconstruct that. But all right, Joey, go ahead. You're already with the words. Bring it to me. Tell me more about what you thought. Besides,
love the vocal harmonies. They had some cool disparate shit going on in there. It was really killer. And it was dark. I mean, it had all of like the 80s horror movie soundtrack kind of stuff built into it. That's what immediately resonated with freaky things for me. I was like, I could hear Freaky doing this all day. I could hear Joe and Chuck nailing that kind of song. And it had so many cool elements to it. Like a lot of people mentioned some of Alice Cooper. I heard like a really mellow Megadeth kind of thing.
Yes.
So I could hear some Megadeth.
My eyes were closed. I missed all that. I'm glad you caught it.
Alice Cooper, Pantera. There was a lot of it. So it was really a lot of blended, cool stuff that we all love.
And with that little tinkling, piano, not P, at the end, I got a little bit of Faith No More. See, Joey heard me. Freaky things. I want to collab. Mama is asking now, so you have to go and get in touch with Malion and do a collab, because that's now the heavens have just opened up, and that's the way it needs to be. Paul, what did we think of Tortured?
I've got to echo everything that has really been said. It had a lot of, to me, it had more of like a mid-90s kind of vibe, like if you recall the movie Demon Knight. Kind of had like somewhere along that kind of soundtrack. Yeah. It was a Tales from the Crypt, like second one. It had a killer soundtrack. Solo was incredible. The layered vocals. I'm starting to find that within this community there are some phenomenal vocalists. And that is I mean, honestly, it's a driving force to listen to a song anyhow, but the story was great. I thought that it really resonated with the end with the piano. That speaks to me. And that speaks to me in volumes, because I am a devout Faith No More inspired human. I thought it was incredible. Great job. Absolutely great job. Way to start.
I mean, I see Joe's and a couple of the people mentioning, I was getting big Alice in Chains stuff too, but like little things, I think, there are big things with indie music, with music in general, but especially indie music, where it just goes up. Production, obviously, everything was in its place there. You could tell that they spent a lot of time lovingly remixing and remastering that. It's only been out, I don't even think it's 3 weeks yet. I want to say it was like the first that it came out, so this is still pretty new in the community, and there's lots more to go listen to. It's an album, but also things like especially in the first third of the song, that in the background, those little backing vocals, kind of recessed, very 90s grungy kind of. I love that, because it always makes me kind of go, because I want a little bit more, but it's exactly where it should be. I love the guitar work, was obviously terrific. And I mean, the lyrics too. Yeah. And the lyrics just, I'm going to butcher it, but something about like with another vein destroyed, and just where they say a lot without saying too much. Yeah. Terrific. Let's see what the always hilarious chat has to say. My darling husband. Geo, hi BDE. Piano gave the perfect amount of haunted vibe to the song, kept it in the dungeon. Yeah, well said. Geo knows. Hey, Elaine. Elaine said vocals reminded her of Alice in Chains with the harmonies throughout. Yeah, definitely. I was getting that too. Freaky, amazing killer tune. I'm telling you.
Shades of freaky.
Just as a nice way to kickstart the show. It really was. They were an excellent way to open us up and begin. Jack Fandom's a strong start. and in caps, no less. Hey, Tracy. Subtlety says,
Hey,
so
Tracy.
great. Tracy's been enjoying our Country Crew Volume 4 playlisters
Right on, Nate.
playlist, which just kind of made me smile today because I was like, those are sentences I don't think I would have expected to ever form, but there you go. Hi, Nate. Bond of Iniquity says, great way to kick it off. They sure were. Blind Shadow Vortex, great find. Well, we do not claim to discover them, but for anyone who's been introduced to them tonight, yay, hooray. That's the whole fucking point of the show.
Steven, my man.
Steven, my sweetheart. Brillo's band, the lyrics drew the picture for the listener. Steven is always songwriting, even when he's just typing in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
No, I may have been mistaken, but at one point during that song, I could have, I thought I heard the vocalist matching what the guitar was doing.
I think you're right.
That really hit me in the warm spots right there. Yeah, I love it when a vocalist can match with the guitar and just be
will you Paul, will you locate for us on a map where the warm spots for you in particular are, or is that not safe for work? Should we just it's right here. Right here.
No,
where the feels are.
Wherever it feels good, it's warm.
Where the feels are.
Oh, then that gets into moistness, and then nobody needs to be moist this early in the show.
I love that word. That is a fantastic word.
Tortured Malion. We're going to take you out of the moist forest, and we're going to move along to a band called Speak Easy. Speak Easy, but it's not spelled the way you think it is. I mean, speak is, but it's SPEAKEAZIE. Speak Easy, with a song with a title that I love called Sleeping Broken in Your Bed. So this is lots of soul, lots of synth, and the whole point of this song is to just delve into all of the complexities and the layers and the emotions that we deal with as part of the human experience, and Paul's beard. So we're going to do that now. Sleeping Broken in Your Bed by Speak Easy.
That was smooth.
I'm
That
sorry.
was
I
real
just love
smooth.
that
That was
we
good.
came back from the video and everybody's head was like
Popping.
this at the exact same time. I'm going to say two things before I throw it to the panel. First thing I'm going to say is I want to collab with Speakeasy and Synthetic Blonde, which will just decimate underwear
Yeah, that'll be the
everywhere.
sexiest. That'll be the sexiest collab ever.
That's it. Just so I want that. And oh, Jack said it too. Okay, well, I didn't know. That was my own thought that came out of my brain. And Jack
Nah, I just saw it. It was great.
and the second thing is I got some big Kim Carnes, Betty Davis eyes vibes
Right,
from that.
right. That deep
which
voice.
I love.
In
But
and out of
man,
falsetto. Beautiful.
Frank from Vox and Stick says she better be careful. They may call the ASPCT on her, the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Trees. Thanks for coming, Frank. You're not fired yet, but now you're on probation. What did we think, guys? This is we are not alone in enjoying the shit out of this. She has like 7,000 monthly listeners, so there's a reason for that. But holy shit, what did we think? Sleeping Broken in Your Bed by Speakeasy. Paul, you want to take it first?
Sure. I'm a huge fan of the 80s synth. I'm a huge fan of the 90s synth. And I've seen a lot of people throwing references towards that.
Yeah.
It really resonated. It had there's a band from London called the XX, and it was a 3-piece.
Okay.
And it was I'm in my head they were a couple, but it was a male and female counterpart that always sang in this kind of thing, and they always had really quiet, subdued drums, synth drums, an incredible arrangement of it, and just very dare I say Nixian, like a Stevie Nicks kind of sang.
Yeah, you can always say that to me. I'm always
like an undercurrent.
Got a little stand back, a little yeah.
It definitely had that. But it had like more of a modern take, modern approach, modern production. This is something I could listen to on a drive home after a show and not get tired of it and stay awake, because it had a lot of little nuances here and there, and she delivered the vocals wonderfully.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh yeah. Okay, Joe.
Yeah, I got to see pretty much the same vibe that Paul did. To me, it was very reminiscent of 80s chill vibe. I could see myself like back in college because I went to college in the 80s, and I could see being drunk, 2 a.m. on the dance floor, dancing to this with my eyes closed, totally grooving on it, and definitely wanting to take that hot chick home because she is dripping with sexiness. I mean, and I love the subtlety of the entire thing. It was soft and subtle. She's in and out of falsetto. Nice deep intonation, never belted it out. I mean, it was very, very seductive. And I love that. A lot of like what we did with Wicked Woman. I love that soft, subtle,
much better female vocals. But yes, I know what you mean.
Christina, but you killed it. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, that was that. If I close my eyes, I'm completely seduced. I open my eyes and I watch the video, and now I'm completely hypnotized. So she covered it on all fronts with multimedia. I thought it was a killer production all the way around.
I completely concur. I love the fact that she's classically trained. I think you can actually tell that once you know it. And again, it is, I never ever like to mention physicality for a musician first, especially for women, because it seems so reductive to me. But we've got to acknowledge the supreme level of hotness going on there. I don't think any one of us would have kicked her out of bed, whether sleeping broken in it or not.
Right.
But if
it's not broken, let's break it.
Yeah. I love the whole feel of it. I love the drum pattern in it. I love that smoky kind of smoldery thing where it never goes up a level. It stays right there. And you know what? That's exactly right. That's exactly it would have broken the balance to do anything else. And everything was so expertly in its place. So what does the always hilarious chat, which is probably absolutely fervid and moist at this point?
They're moist.
There no is question. Just pantaloons just soaked through.
Earl clean up on aisle 3.
Blind Shadow Vortex had his eyes closed for a minute, just listening, very sensual.
I think that's gonna be the theme. Is like I'm finding after doing this a few weeks ago, people are starting to close their eyes and actually just taking it in. The visuals are great, but sometimes the visuals
overwhelm the whole thing. Yeah.
They don't
It
allow
happens
you
to me
to
all
paint-
the
they
time.
don't
I
allow you
want
to
to
create the
watch
narrative.
and
Yeah.
see what people are saying, or if it's a lyric video, I
Yeah.
want to look at what it is, and I just end up closing my eyes because I have to listen. So I
Well,
totally
that's a
get that.
hallmark to a great song.
It is. It absolutely is.
Mhm.
What else did they have to say, my dear? Elaine says the backing vocals are killer. In fact, they are. Barker, hi. Barker says those vocals are sexy as fuck, as they say. Yes, absolutely. Just wow. There we go. That's a good way to put it. Just wow. Tronic Traverse says beautiful. It really is. Subtlety says really unique. Absolutely. And Burlos Band Steven says indie does it best. Full stop. I cannot disagree with that. Hi, Mike Mechanic A. Great video.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Ferdinand Graff says 80s vibe rocks. Yeah, nobody's ever going to be mad at a great 80s vibe. So again, Speakeasy, Speakeazie. Steven's always mossed with this show. Sleeping Broken in Your Bed. So there is an album coming out. Let us see how she's doing. Oh yeah, I said she's all right. So the EP Forsaken Melodies is coming out soon. Don't know exactly when, presuming that's going to be on it. Holy shit, guys. Moist. There you go. Moist. I usually spell it MWAST, but I will completely, any spelling with a Z makes me happy. So I think maybe towels are good. I think, should we do the premiere or should we wait? What do you think, Gregory?
No, you can do it now.
We can do it now. We're going to premiere a song by Fall of Abel. Stephen, as I think I've mentioned, we played him before, found him on another group, and really fell in love with his stuff. And he's just sort of gotten back into making music recently. And it was funny because when he sent us the description of this song called Eyes in the Back of My Head, he said something like, I still really don't like the production on this at all, but I've done it like 9 or 10 times and this is as good as it's going to get, which I was like, so many people are going to relate to you on that when you say that. But basically, it very interesting lyrical content too. This is about a 14-year-old kid who just never got what they needed, never got the right treatment. Getting divorced at the time, I guess parents, going through hard times, and just all the feelings that you have and the arguments that you have as an adult about being with someone and, losing them and then having to try and let go of them, even though they're already gone. And then basically the lies that you tell yourself to kind of get by through all of that. So I think this is a thematic thing that most of us can relate to pretty hard. So we're going to do premiere Eyes in the Back of My Head by Fall of Abel.
Across the bare weight of the world and the lies that you told are unfold. I think of the fever that night, dear, the fever that drove me to tears.
are we not happy with, Steven? What the fuck, Steven?
That was amazing. That was just amazing.
Brilliant, man. I don't know about you
I'm
guys,
having
but
so much
it's
lag.
rare
Anyone
that
else?
it's rare that you hear someone utilize dynamics so perfectly to go from those soft, subtle spots. And then like when the vocals scaled up near the final
Yeah.
third or quarter of the song, I didn't expect that. I mean,
Everything's
so much of this.
going my way.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was not. That was beautiful.
I was not
Yep.
expecting that. And that was brilliant. But I love the subtlety dropping
Yep.
down where the dynamics really dropped out and then came. And it's not overwhelmingly power in your face. It was really well done
No.
in terms of the dynamic range and the variance of it. Awesome work.
100%. Paul. Oh, Paul is
We got no
Paul is
volume up.
either muted or he's doing a silent movie. There we go.
Am I there now? Okay, cool. I know. Well, after the whole Renaissance
you're there.
freeze thing, so I was there. I would buy a T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's the kind of music that when you hear it recorded and how it's layered, you want to see that live because you want to catch those. You want to catch those goosebumps. That's something you want to absorb. Yeah, you want it, and not to compare and contrast to what they can do live and what they can do in the studio because we all know the differences.
No.
But there is a very definitive vibe with that, and that is something that's the type of song that when you see it performed live, you're going to become an instant fan.
Yeah,
and you're going to. I feel like you're going to be able to relate to that person as opposed to see him as a star. You feel like, okay, you're part of my light now.
Right.
Now
Soulmates.
you're with us. Beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely well done. Production was wonderful. Vocals were wonderful. Just a killer song. I want to see that band live. Yeah. I hope that follow.
It's one guy.
Wow.
That's
one guy.
That's
I
not
definitely
fair.
want to hear more from him too.
It's one guy.
That's not okay.
One guy. It's
That's
Steven.
not fair.
Steven, and again, I when I met him and he started talking about, I don't know, I'm just getting back into it, and I don't know how much I'm going to do, and like that's part of why I want to make sure that we played this tonight because, and again, thank you as always for the premiere, Steven Fall of Abel, because one guy, because it's. This is the kind of talent that isn't sure of itself. And we don't do that here.
Right.
we don't let people doubt themselves, especially not when they make shit that sounds like that. So honey,
yeah, I gotta say at the end there, like with the with the highs, I was just getting chills. Honestly.
Me too. I got goosebumps. I was like, wow.
I was getting goosebumps.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I just the way that song just built and built and built and built upon itself, and the layers were sneaky. Sometimes something would come in above, something would come in below, something would slip into the middle there, and it kept enriching itself, and it kept just kind of like building that track out. And I wasn't expecting the high riff at the end with the vocal there, but I the second that he did it, I was like, that had to be there. That absolutely had to be there.
Perfect.
And it would have been great without it, but it just, that's what I mean about those little nuances that just up another level. And again, not happy with the production on that. So I don't know what you're going for, my friend. People are going to go looking for Steven on Spotify and such. You're not going to find him. He's on YouTube right now. This is where you can grab him. So please subscribe and send that encouragement, because this is somebody who's still sort of figuring out whether he wants to be continuing to make music. And the answer is yes, Steven, you have no choice. What does the always hilarious chat have to say? Joey Freaky Thing says we all doubt ourselves. I never do. You call me arrogant if you want. I am 1,000% solid in absolutely every choice that I make, every decision I've ever committed to my entire life. It's weird.
Me too.
It's kind of
I'm the same exact way. Yeah.
100%. That's why we get along so well. Yeah, no, I doubt my having just said that now. And are people going to realize that I was kidding? And yeah, so we're very meta. Right? Joey's laughing because he's made music with me and he knows exactly how confident I am in all of the things that I do.
All
But
things.
but yeah, we do all doubt ourselves. We just cannot let that doubt keep us from making music or whatever our passion is. We can't. So
Well, Stephen, welcome to this community because you
Hells
totally
yeah.
belong here, and
Hells
boy,
yeah.
are we glad to have you here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Joe
it's
and
one
his
thing I
nipples
love
are
about
your
that.
welcoming committee.
My
Respect.
nipples, the nipple welcoming committee is hard. It's very
The nip
exciting.
wagon. Okay,
Yeah.
what else did the always hilarious chat have to say before that shirt comes off? Tronic Trevor says, "One guy, many things, beautiful." Love that. That sounds like an album title. Hi, Surly Barber. I'm still impressed. A Surly Barber managed to figure out the tar and feathered theme
Yeah,
for
from last
Trans
year.
Am. What's your pleasure that it was a Smokey and the Bandit reference? So that's your thing for me now, Surly Barber, forever and ever. Whatever you could cure cancer, and I'll be like, and he knew it was Smokey and the Bandit. I could see that tune being the end credit song for a movie that has a bittersweet ending. Yeah, absolutely, because it does. It has that like you leave the theater and you're like, oh, so absolutely. Anything else? Candy, hello, sweetheart. Said that was very well constructed
what's
from
up?
start to finish.
Agreed.
Candy, can we get him on your show, maybe, Lovey? Could we do that? I can help you hook up with him. I think that would be great. Anything else from the chat before we move along?
I don't know why anybody listens to mainstream music anymore.
Do they?
I mean, well, I know we don't.
And who else matters, really?
It's actually almost impossible to even listen to some of our own people's stuff more than once because there's so much new material that comes out every day, every week. It's unbelievable. It's a flood of massive, incredible talent.
But it does come down to the same thing we say all the time, which is that there's no difference between what's on the radio and what's not, except for who you know, how much money you have, whatever. Like it is the one thing it is not about that we know definitively is talent,
right.
because this wouldn't be an indie community anymore.
And what's amazing too is looking at this community, not only their ability to write, sing, do all that, but the engineering quality, everybody's production levels have continued to climb.
Yes.
So it's no longer, mega $1 million studio with, huge budget coming from, a record label.
Yeah.
People are doing this in their bedroom.
That's right.
And making it sound as good or better than.
And not thinking it's good like that one.
And questioning it.
And I'm going to go ahead and say this and then we'll move on, is that I don't even think people should care about being indie anymore. I really don't, because these are not the days where there were like X number of radio stations and, everyone would go to the store and buy the CDs that came out at a certain week. And, you only had X number of, TV channels that you could watch and everybody was watching the same things and listening to the same thing. The world in that way has changed. And if you have people out there who are in love with your music, that's it. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yep.
If you're chasing money, if you're chasing fame, I understand it's not going to scratch that itch. But as a true artist, and it's not to say that if you do want money and fame, you're not a true artist, but live in this space where you have dozens of people who love what you do now. And then anything that comes after that is a bonus. Honestly, it's my whole big thing with numbers. It's why we don't want to get distracted. Enjoy the good numbers. Don't get freaked out by the bad ones, because listen to what you guys are making. It's unbelievable. Speaking, thank you. Tronic Traverse says everything we're all saying is completely agreeable. I like that. I'm not usually called completely agreeable, but I will take it. Relentlessly confident, yes. Agreeable, no. We're gonna move ahead to He Said, She Said with a song called Interlude. I'm happy to play this one too, because I think we've been trying to get to it for a little bit and we haven't had a chance. But this is a song that took 2 years to get done. 2 years. Or at least the video is. I'm not entirely sure. But the idea is, if you are feeling at sea, lost, just unmoored, trust that someone or something will come along to guide you through the rest of your journey. It's about hope, I guess we could really say, and trust. And what I love is that for this project, what that was that rescued them was music and each other, which, come on now, how beautiful is that? So we're going to play Interlude by He Said, She Said.
pressure's on today.
She don't know
What her friends will say.
they're so cold.
What does it matter anyway?
Who really knows?
Autumn counts down its days.
Begins to snow.
Down and down and down all around you. My interlude. You washed upon my shore.
Crashing in.
I felt you in my bones.
Broken things.
Come what will, come what may.
This I know.
I will ease your pain.
When you fall.
Down and down and down all around me. Yeah. My interlude. My interlude. Oh, my interlude.
I like the little pan out at the end. It's like we're on the beach. It's a bigger beach, and then it's the earth. And I love that. Guys, before we say anything else, Todd and Murney have like 10, 15 followers, monthly listeners. Hi, Charlie. On Spotify. So let's do something about that, please, while we're enjoying the music. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about the excellent video. But that is Interlude. He said, she said, Joey Freaky Things, Naked Joe and his doppelganger with a shirt on. You can't see it, but Charlie has a teeny tiny little white undershirt on. It's just,
does.
it's, yeah, he does.
A
He
wife
just-
beater.
But
Yeah.
wait, let's. What was that, honey? Who said it was very cool that they create that as a couple? Richie. Hi, yeah, hi, Richie. It is very cool. Yeah, I love that. What else did the always hilarious chat have to say before we go to the panel? I'm throwing you a curveball, Greg. You were complacent in your resting, Greg.
1 second.
Oh,
I didn't know you spelled Greg with an A. At the
Grega.
end. Grega.
Yes. When Greg is being faux chastised, you have to say Grega. Grega. Are we coming with it, Grega? Okay. Gio says, Naked Joe, is that you? It is. It's Charlie. Joe's was engaged in the video. Yeah, pretty hard not to be. Tronic Traverse loved the animation.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's definitely a 2-year in the making video right there. Gio, here's a collab with Joe Boo, I guess. Jack Phantom says, this I need to hear in a bar somewhere. He likes it. Me gusta. Steven says this is good. Burlow's band says it's good. If Burlow's band says it's good, then it's good. That's it. There's, it is a husband and wife team. I mean, I don't know if they're like actually married, but they are together. It is a couple.
I was going to ask the same.
Yeah, Todd and Murney, and that's what they mean. That they, when lost at sea and with nothing to reach out to, they found music in each other, which I love. Yeah. So please, not enough people listening. What did we think? Who wants to start?
I'll take it. I love a good call and response song. And the dynamics between the male vocals and female vocals is always something that hits with us. I thought it was a very well crafted song.
Yeah.
And it didn't overextend. It was to the point. It was great. The video I actually watched. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I was just like I was engaged. Guitars sounded great, killer layers on it. Vocals complemented each other very, very well. They should definitely get more listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Nice feel good feel to it.
Yeah.
Right?
I loved. Yeah. That's one of those songs that you like sitting around on the weekend with your girl, or if it's a girl with your guy.
Mm-hmm.
One of those feel good songs that kind of puts you in the mood and has you kissing each other as you're listening to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love when couples, or at least happy couples with good chemistry or whatever, will make music together, because it reminds me a little bit of JLD summer song, that writing about something so personal in a relationship that, was real and involve the people making the music. It just hits different, as they say.
Yeah, it
And,
does.
and I love that too, because it was hopeful without being saccharine. Sometimes those
Nice.
songs of like hang in
Nice,
there,
yeah.
you just they sort of, paradoxically make you want to shove hot forks in your eyes, and it's just like, oh God, like toxic positivity. There was none of that there. It was very much like, yeah, shit can really suck, said the poet laureate, but good shit can happen too. And there's good sucking
Facts.
as well. And maybe it's coming your way, just, hang in there or whatever. I think I'm
Good sucking
paraphrasing
coming
Shakespeare
your
badly
way.
there, but you know what I'm saying.
Always
So,
looking for good sucking coming my way.
yeah, relentlessly confident I am. Just never question myself. No, and that's a thing that I'm glad that I said, and I would say it again. And I
There's
may
no
later
second guessing
It's
yourself.
the
verbatim.
bees.
We may,
It's the bees tits.
You don't need to second guess a good sucking.
Right.
the bees,
No.
It certainly makes
that
Greg
was,
happy.
missed that one, guys. That
That certainly makes
that
Greg
was
happy.
my that was my
Grega.
that was my my big one from last year. Last year feels like a year ago. Last week, the bees tits. I called something the bees tits, and it has been following me online all week, and I'm fine with that because I never, ever,
Not confident.
ever question myself. Do I?
Nope.
Nope.
Never.
Don't
What did I just do? Do I? No, I don't. But you know what I do? I play new music. I also said do. So we're gonna play the FODs now. We're gonna do that. We're gonna bees tits.
Of the FODs.
There's Freaky. Joey was here for the bees tits. And I do like your spelling of it, Joey. I'm down with you on that one. But we're gonna play the FODs. We're gonna do that. We're gonna play my
love the
Find Arrangement because we have not played that yet. This is their follow-up to You've Not Got Me. So this is the second single from Don't Argue, which is their EP. And they are essentially just like the luckiest people ever because they recorded this, or at least they wrote this song about 30 years ago. Okay. 30 years ago. And it was gone, like gone. They didn't have it. They lost it. I don't know what happened. Perhaps an errant crow came by and just snatched the lyricism from their grasp. I'm not sure how, but they did lose it. And then they found, and we'll explain to the youngins what this is later on, a 4-track recording of it. And they found it, they re-recorded it, they brought it into the modern day, and they made it kind of bigger, more up-tempo, more rocky. And we're going to do it. My Find Arrangement, the FODs.
In time one can see human race mentality. The scared are weak, the mean are small. Lonely, lost, the evil cruel. Grid no run, come down full. Sense of justice, one brick wall. Here and now it's here. Do you know just how near? Which constitutes my arrangement. Tell me something I don't know. To who, what, and who are you? Just who cares? It's plain to see that no one really cares about me. You still swear to see me. You're gonna wanna repay me. Here and now it's where I've been. Now you get to grips with me. I hope you got it, my large payment, which constitutes my mind arrangement. isolated mind my own, ripped inside by the clone. Come with me, my dear. Who said that not badly? Here now is where I was. Not now here, it's all because my last paper, not finding arrangements. Who came up with this arrangement? My last paper, not finding arrangements. Who came up with this arrangement? My last paper, not finding arrangements. Who came up with this arrangement?
Nice.
Is it me, or does every band now sound a little bit like Jobu is fronting it? Am I high? Like he said, she said, I heard a little bit of it just there. I heard a little bit. And especially with the Fods, because they do have different collaborators at different times, and especially vocalists. I'm like, Jobu, did you fucking sing that song? Did you fucking sing that song? Because I'm telling you, if it's
Or they're
11,002 bands, I
Jobu
need to know.
influenced
It was
years
booish.
ago.
Boorish? What do we say? What are we going to
Booish.
say?
Joe Bush.
Nipple-esque. Nipple adjacent.
Joe
It
Bush.
was. Paul, meanwhile, is reenacting that famous painting with the the fingers touching.
Yeah.
Joe, if you had done that on the other side just when Paul did that,
Oh,
it would
right. If I, yeah,
go the other
maybe.
way. Go the other way. There we go. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look, it's like a Greco-Roman. Yeah.
David David
So,
asked-
what did we think of the Fods' My Find arrangement?
Awesome.
Good.
It's kind of
Yeah.
timeless. Even like 30 years ago, written. It easily could have been written today. I thought it was really cool, kind of Brit punk meets jangly Dick Dale surf guitar, and it was kind of.
All I heard was jangly dick, and I didn't know where we were going with that, but okay. I never doubt
Everybody
myself.
loves a jangly Dick Dale.
Ever jangly these tits and jangly dick. That's going to be our.
Nice.
You know what? When you and I just do a collab together, Joey,
we'll
that's
call
what
it
it's going to
Jangly
be.
Dick.
Jangly dick and the bee's tits. That's
Right.
going to be good. I'm trademarking it
love it.
now.
There you go.
Apologies to the Pods, but there you go. So
I
yes,
think
jangly dick.
maybe it should be
Dale.
Dangly Richard.
Maybe we should just forget all about. But yes, so you heard jangling. There's jangling Dick Dale, and yes, okay.
Yep.
And then other things. Go on.
Uh,
That was
So
it.
yeah, I thought it was a very cool vibe. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't like aggressive hardcore Brit punk. It had some cool, subtle Brit punk, kind of contemporary Brit rock meets, jangly Dick Dale.
I was getting a lot of screaming trees.
Yeah.
That
If you
know,
close your windows, Paul, that'll get better. Yeah.
It's
I
just muffled.
never doubt myself.
unfortunately
Screaming
here,
trees, okay.
here in Pittsburgh, we're having a jangly dick season. And they just
Something
keep-
unfortunate about
they-
jangly
they-
dick season.
They're just flopping against our screen door, so we have to keep the doors closed here.
There you go. Just
It was,
Joe.
it was
That's
good.
how Joe knocks when he visits. But okay, so you got screaming trees.
I got
really?
screaming trees.
Okay.
The, the arrangement of the music, which huge Screaming Trees fan, bigger Mark Lanigan fan for myself. The drums were really captivating for me.
Mm.
I think that was the thing that I was hearing.
There's a
the
driving
most.
force in it. Yeah.
Oh, it was killer. It was killer. The vocals were great. I liked the solo. It sounded like it sounded like Screaming Trees. And I really hesitate comparison to bigger bands. But if it's a very well written song, I don't feel like I'm doing it an injustice.
If you
and
think
again,
it's a compliment, then it's a compliment.
It's an
And
absolute
I
compliment, yeah.
always say that too when when I do Vox and guest interviews, and I'd be like, please, I mean, this is a good thing. I only make
Yeah.
comparisons when they're favorable. But no, I agree. And I was thinking the same thing about that rhythm section there, which
Yeah.
was just, because the vocals were almost a little shoegazy in the sense of being mixed back a tiny bit, at least
Yeah.
to me. And I liked that because it made the song land in a different way. I was listening to all of the, because your ear's almost always going to go to the guitar and the vocals. That's usually how things are mixed. That's usually what people do, unless you are a bass player, unless you are a drummer, where you're specifically honing in on the thing that you do that you love. But I love when a song is such that it forces the ear to notice
Mhm.
the bass, the drums, the synth, whatever, the keys, because your ear's still going to catch the vocals. It's still going to catch the guitars, but then you really like Joel from Steam Slicer, same thing, where the way that he's mixed his albums, previously, it has that effect of just like, oh, now I'm hearing everything. So I loved that. I thought that was just a complete ride. I love that they found it, that they reworked it a little bit, brought it into the current day and age, but you still got that feel of, if you had heard that in a summer in the 90s on the radio, you would have been completely happy about it too,
Absolutely.
So yeah, all right. Always Hilarious Chat weighs in and says, Blind Shadow Vortex says nice bridge and solo. Yeah, definitely. Very definitely. Scanner says, I love the chord progression in this. Yeah, there was something very pleasing about that. Ryan, East 18 and Tarn Feathered loves the guitar tone. Truth Music. Hi, Marshall. Digging the track. Absolutely. A Surly Barber has a screed. This sounds like the kind of song my ultra hipster uncle Darren would be listening to back in the 80s while he barely tolerated me as a visiting kid looking through his World War II picture books. I was thinking that, A Surly Barber. I was going to say
very
that almost
specific,
word
but
for
yes,
word.
that went through my head.
And in a rare moment of self-doubt, I didn't do it, even though I never doubt myself. I should have said it because now he's going to think I'm just saying that because he said it. But my Uncle Darren too. No. Mike, Mechanic 8's got a really grungy vibe on the guitar. Love it. Loves it. Tronic Traverse says getting trippy. Na, 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 na. And Ferdinand Graff says top notch. Top notch. Thank you for getting my Will Smith reference there, Paul.
No
Okay, the Fods, my fine arrangement. Fantastical. Joe Boo, before we move on, tell us a little bit. You had, by my count, 64 songs come out this week. I might be missing
he's got
10 or 11.
I think it was it 1,256 bands so far?
Right.
No, he's up to 11,001 bands now.
Oh,
yeah, the Boom McElman project.
That must have been
the
last 5 minutes.
Yeah, you missed a week. So, but yeah, so Joey, you've been all over the place. You slut, you absolute man whore of music. Tell us what you are doing now. All of the things that we can go listen to that you've put out in the last 15 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, well, Mechanic A. Mike and I put out Let It Go just on Friday, which we're very, very happy with. Awesome song. Prior to that, Voodoo Mirage had put out You're Not There, which has been out for just over 2 weeks. And prior to that, Tom McElman, yourself, and I, Give Me the Rain, which was a little over a month ago. I've got Call of Vikings, which came out with Rain of Fire about a month ago. Just over. And I've got another song that's going to be coming out with Tom and I as our side shadow band project called Boo McElman, Paper Lion, which would probably be coming out September 5th. We were looking at this Friday, but it's being pushed out just because CD Baby and everybody else in the universe are being kind of uncooperative with the name Boo McElman. Apparently they don't like it. So I've got a 12-song album that's just about completed with Jobu and the Dog. So I'm finishing mastering that. I've got 11 of the 12 songs completely mixed and mastered. We're doing some fine tuning. And Tim Curtis, who is the Dog, he's redoing a couple of rhythm guitar tracks for the final song for Queen of the Road. And that will be the cherry on top. So then we'll have all 12 songs out. I'm working on another song with Rain of Fire. It's currently... The name of the musical piece was Celtic, and it's about 8-minute song, but I'm naming it The Phoenix and the Sacrifice, and it's a really, really killer, almost operatic piece. And of course, Tom and I are working on some more stuff. Voodoo Mirage is in the studio in early September to work on 3 brand new songs. We have a 4th song that was already completed that we'll be releasing probably in another month. So I've got all that going on. Oh, and another band just recently reached out to me, so I'm trying to put a demo together for them. It's the guys from Third Lead. And they were referred to me by His Theory.
So you're not doing much of anything. That's all you had to say was like, I'm not really doing anything. Like, I don't really have anything going on. I should.
And also the Storm Kingdom song that
I was going to say, there was the song.
Is the man. God, I love that song.
Right,
and I listen to it daily.
Yeah, no, he's also he's raising an entire village of orphans by himself. He's built 3 barns in the last like 2 days, but not in the US. And he walked there, which was why it took so long.
I'll be providing a
and
download to a 1 gig download of a PDF that lists all the bands.
my favorite thing I ever had to say was when we were putting the shadow band stuff together, and I said, "Hey Joe, can you just send me a brief bio?"
Yeah.
It almost crashed our Dropbox. Like there was not enough memory. And he was like, "What? Too long?" And I was like, "It was, it's like the opposite of when a kid is supposed to write like a, 1,000-word essay, and they're like, and henceforth too, when I did in fact." Joe was like, "Me make song, this man band make 1984 music good, this band," and it was still like 6 pages long, and I was like, "Fuck, Joe, how am I gonna fit this on one Spotify thing?" That's the short version, folks. The guy doesn't sleep. He's got a beautiful girlfriend. He's got a great dog. He's got a job as a firefighter. He's always doing
a personal
something.
training business.
And a personal trainer. And I don't know how he does anything.
I don't think he actually sleeps now.
No, he
I
does.
just did an interview with
at like 9 o'clock every night when he's not.
I just did a podcast with Anton Scholl, who was the bass player from Strychnine, and he's got a podcast called Living in the Limelight. And so we talked about that, and he jokingly said, "I'm like the Spider-Man that, all the different Spider-Men came from different universes and stuff, all pointing at each other." He's like, "That's you, because you've convinced me that we live in a Matrix world, because there's a bunch of you all writing songs, getting together and collectively, recording them all at once."
And all of those Spidey suits, titanium nipples.
Yes.
It's actually, no, I'm sorry, adamantium, because
Moist.
it's Joe Boo. So there you go. If you want to go listen to Joe, basically just sit in your house and do nothing. A Joe Boo song will fly through your window like a bird or some sort of bat, and just jump on your face and just suck its music into your ear holes. You don't even have to do anything. When you wake up, and he will have it will be like a chip implanted in your brain or your tooth. It's just the Joe Boo station, the Boo of many bands. We were going to play a song from each of Joe's bands, but we didn't have a week to do the episode, so we decided not to. So there you go. Get a little bit of Joe Boo to listen to. A little bit of Joe Boo. And oh my God, why is that song? It's I Never Doubt Myself. We're going to play something else now. We're going to play a song by Pulse, and the song is called Radiation. And this is a West Midlands 4-piece. They do mostly indie rock. They do a couple of covers, and let's just have a really good time with this one. The Radiation by Pulse.
Must be 100 different voices in your head, making a change in every thought. I swear you believe every single lie you've been fed, but you didn't surrender, you just fought. Why can't you just let me be? Forget the help you're like radiation, constantly creeping up on me, pushing me down so I can't breathe. You're like radiation, constantly creeping up on me, pushing me down so I can't breathe. Every time that I'm out and about, I live in fear that you'll be there. I'm hoping high with my head spinning round, I still feel your cold stare. Why can't you just let me be? Forget the help you need. You're like radiation, constantly creeping up on me, pushing me down so I can't breathe. You're like radiation, constantly
Oh, that was so smart. That
That
was
was good.
so smart to keep that riff going past
Yeah.
the end. That was so smart. I love that. First of all, bass. Hello.
That bass
Can we
player
talk about the
smokes.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
no
that
doubt.
bass player smokes
Yes.
for sure.
I mean, that second verse, I think, was my favorite, where everything just kind of came back down and oh my God. And I love that at the end. I love that they chose to do that. Holy shit. Okay. Pulse, Radiation. These guys, I think like 80 listeners ish. This is their
Ooh.
song. It
Yeah, they
came
came
out
new.
back in March. This is the song. When you go on Spotify, at least this is it. This is what's there. Yeah, so there's their IG. But talk to me, Paul. What did we think of Radiation by Pulse?
I want to hear it again. There was a lot of really cool shit going on in that.
Yeah.
Like the bass, being a bass player myself, the bass smokes. That
Yeah.
guitar lead was killer.
Yeah.
Hooky, really hooky.
Mhm.
Yeah, I honestly want to hear that again. And it made me feel like I should own a tracksuit, drinking a pint somewhere in like Birmingham at some point, and like I don't know, maybe a martini with jangly dicks in the middle of it. But yeah, phenomenally written, phenomenally recorded. It woke me up. It really popped me. That's something I could drive fast to.
Yeah.
And I love those kind of songs.
And jangle all the way. Yes,
Yeah.
you could. Joey,
Just gotta
talk
hold
to
it out
me.
the window. Just hold it out
This
the window.
was-
Let it get a little air.
Not that it sounded like them, but to me it was reminiscent of the Rembrandts. It sounded like something that could be the theme song to Friends or How I Met Your Mother. Like it
I
had
have a
that
little, like,
fun
Arctic Monkeys
Friends
on that,
kind
too.
of feel to it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to see people in a fountain to that one.
Right.
Okay. Gio says that's a song you play in your souped up golf cart holding a mug of something that I wasn't able to read quickly enough. Foster's. There we go.
Facts.
I saw Foster Animals and I knew that wasn't right. So I'm glad you brought that back up. A mug of Foster Animals. That would be interesting. What else does the Always Hilarious chat have to say? Seeth. Hey, Seeth. I don't think Seeth has been here before. Seeth, hello. If you
They
are
said they were
in
first
fact,
time. They said they were
did
first timer here.
we're in fact popping your cherry
Popping your
tonight.
cherry.
Well,
Welcome to
welcome
it.
here. Let us all do the pop. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. First time viewer tonight, loving it, new fan. Okay, this is just about our show. What did he say about the song? It was the other thing that you just had up, but now we'll put it back. Definitely a dense track that was able to let everything breathe and have its space. Shout out to the producer. I like that. I love musicians.
Opening
give
a
the best
bottle of wine.
back. They absolutely do. Yeah, a bottle of wine. I mean, what a good time. Holy shit. We have to have more from the chat on that one before
It
we
was a
move
fun
on.
song. It
Jack
was a
Phantom
fun
says a
song, definitely.
nice, tight little guitar tone there. Cheeky.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheeky little monkey. Craig 3 Bravo. Okay. We want to know what the bass player has to say. 90s, 2000s pop punk right off the bat to me. Yeah, definitely. Other things can come true. Just gets countdown Molly Meldrum vibes. Those are all words. I don't know what any of them mean.
Weezer
And I
needs
know
to-
it means something. That must be a band or something that I don't know. Blind Shadow Vortex says like Weezer meets 311 with something else I can't put my finger on. It's probably Joe's nipples. Brillo's band. Oh, that's nice. That guitar solo. I concur. It is nice.
That was
Again, when
killer.
Steven likes your guitar solo, you know you're doing well.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, Radiation, Pulse, instant hit for the Truth music. Loved it from the opening riff. Yeah. I mean, some of them you just know right away you're gonna like. That's definitely one of them. So again, this is the song on Spotify. I do not know if they have more elsewhere. Oh, your mother met friends. You know, I feel like I missed out on that show, How I Met Your Mother, because I love everyone who's in it. Allison Hannigan, Jason Segel. Like, I love
It's a funny
everybody.
show.
I tried to watch that show and I wanted to beat the living shit out of the main character. He just fucking annoyed me. Nails on a chalkboard. Like, I
Ted?
couldn't deal with him. Sure. just whatever that repugnant guy that like leads the whole. I could not, but I love everyone else. So I don't. It's like Parks and Rec. I can't get into it. Love the entire cast. Super weird. But a surly barber has decided we're gonna have a show called How Your Mother Met Friends, and this is gonna be the theme song, Radiation by Pulse. Definitely go love them up. They could certainly have more monthly listeners, and then maybe we'll get more music. And
Right
again,
on.
yes, there's their IG.
And note the underscore at the end.
Yes. Pulse.band underscore. It's a bold choice, but I bet they're not doubting it. And why would they be? Speaking of Seethe.
It's like underwear, but when you score.
Wow. Go in the corner
That was a stretch.
and think about that's what she said.
That's usually what I'm
Go
thinking
in
about.
the
Underwear
corner
when you score.
and think about what you've done. I will give you Freaky Things Joe's Corner, temporary rental of that. Just, Blair Witch style. When we come back from this, I want you in the corner thinking about what you've done. Joe did have to go
dark.
there. I like to think that Joe was not quite this evil before he met me.
Right.
But I know enough about Joe's life to know that I have not actually had any influence except to maybe let his freak flag fly on a bigger, thicker pole. We'll just put it that way. But as I was saying, speaking of Seethe, interesting transition now. Seethe has sent us a song called Morning After Morn. And basically the idea is in the lyrics to be able to turn the other cheek and not just fucking flambe everyone's ass and go scorched earth on them. So I'm gonna, and Paul's gonna think there's a theme going here. I'm gonna hold off on any further information until we hear it, and then you guys can let us know what you think of Morning After Morn by Seethe.
And howling at the bloody moon.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you. Holy shit.
Fuck yeah.
Not a Crimson Asphalt song, but I apparently ended
Oh
it
my
that way.
God.
Damn.
That was
Steve.
Marilyn Manson meets Korn meets Slipknot
9 Inch
meets Rob
Nails.
Zombie, and then amps it up 10 times.
Those
Nice.
stops, though.
Yeah, those kill
Those
switch.
Killer.
A well-paced
Stop.
kill switch in the middle of a song really elevates everything to it. That was it. And having the headphones on, hearing the guitar bouncing from being panned from left to right was killer. Great vocal delivery. That could help me hit a new PR in deadlifts at the gym.
Yeah,
I think that's a very caffeinated sort of vibe that will help you elevate your badass status for sure. Very well done, Seeth. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I'm flexing the nosebleed with that stuff.
Joey.
Nice, dude.
Talk to me, Joe. I'm gonna roll right by.
Full on Hulk nosebleed right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Killer. Just that. Yeah. I was hearing everything that you were hearing, Joe, but I was also hearing some like I think I've said this name before, Skinny Puppy, kind of like with the industrial vibe that was coming from it as well. Man, just
heavy
killer.
9 Inch Nails kind of,
definitely in the metal industrial side of it all. Great, again, like the production of it was killer, and like you were saying, Christina, with the kills, those 4 kills, just that stop, those 4 clean kills. That is what, and it has a very inspirational modern metal take on an element that needs to be brought to the forefront more in that subgenre as well. And just all around killer song. Yeah, absolutely killer song. Great job again, Seeth. Absolute fire.
Seeth, burning it up, man.
Wow, yeah. I just got super laggy.
Amazing too. That's a newcomer to the community.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling how much fucking killer talent there is here.
But it tends to be that it just continuously grows, which is a really resounding applause to what Vox and Guests are doing. Really helping to bring bring music that really needs to be spotlighted onto us. You know, it just feels really very, very well. I dug it.
You have to give me a minute.
You got it.
Cool.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, you know what I love about this too is it's a rising tide raises all boats, and I've been saying that since I've gotten here, because every week as I hear new stuff and new people introduced to the community, they're all raising everybody else's game too, because you hear stuff and you're like, "Fuck, man, I got to get back to work." There's a lot. Of
well, I think you're working enough, Joe. I think you can cover some of us here. I got to mow my lawn, and I feel bad that I'm not able to like write a song right now.
Yeah, right.
And that's pretty dope. That band was really, and you brought up Manson, and the first thing I thought was his first record, Portrait of an American Family. It had those sort of sentimentalities to it, that aggression to it, that peered, and even into Antichrist. It had some great tones, and for them, and again for this particular podcast stream, to be able to bring us artists, and I'm including my band as well, to bring that to the forefront is really remarkable, because that's that type of band that is so good, but the metal community is so saturated with a lot of that it's not going to get the attention it deserves.
Right, they don't get the visibility that they would, because they're lost in a sea of it, and that's a shame.
It is a shame, and I think being a metalhead, we can be very judgmental. As well. And, you know, and if you hear one element that kind of reminds you of it, it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to hear that. That's what I hear. But again, that song I'm probably going to add to a playlist so when I do go to the gym.
Yeah, you and me
because it's absolutely just. I think you and I both woke up a bit.
Yeah,
it's just hearing that, you know, and just kind of driving us to discuss these sorts of things.
Exactly. I love that wild aggression.
In man.
If anything that gets my heart pounding, gets me, you know, like I'm ready, like you said, ready to hit a PR on deadlift. I'm in the same boat, man. If I hear something like that, that's going into my gym playlist because I want to hear that to drive me harder in a workout.
For sure. And to see and to know that they're new is killer. And the production was really what caught my attention as well, because to be able to orchestrate that style of music genre, you really have to have an ear for production, because if everything is up at the forefront, it gets lost.
Noise.
Yeah, it's absolute noise. So that to have everything bouncing around and really showcasing the creative vision of somebody. If you say it's one person who's doing all of this,
I'm gonna lose my shit.
that is a lot.
I could hear absolutely nothing except that I kept seeing you go like this, Paul, and then watching Joe burst out laughing. So
that's my bee's tits.
Talking about boobs. Yeah,
that's my bee's tits right there.
So
better than D's nuts.
Probably so.
Or jangly dicks.
My understanding is Seed is one guy.
Wow.
Son of a bitch.
One dude doing all that, he's a fucking motherfucker.
Steve, you want to confirm for me that I'm correct about that if you're still in the chat? I'm starting to think that Paul has some sort of like a EMP that he sets off every time he comes on the show so that he can secretly audition to host it, because my shit keeps going out. And it's just when you're here, Paul. I think it's you. Seed's still here. Is he still here? Because I am pretty sure that this is just one dude.
Man, that is fucking awesome.
I know it started back in 2020. I know
that's a band I would join. If you were out here, I'd join that band.
4-year-old project. Yeah, but let's see how are we doing on followers? We have 51 monthly listeners. That should be more. And let me see here.
I'm pumping that guy on my page.
9-Stitch Method vocalist Patrick McElravy. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, I think it's just Patrick. I think that's it. Wow. And Richie, right. Exor for the music and Gus for the production. So there you go. So that's Seed. That is Seed. Wow. Seed, who thanks to the technology got an extra 5 minutes of review on this show. I have no idea what was said. I just know it involved Paul's massive cans and Joe's unbridled laughter, and really what better review could you possibly get than that? So there we had it. Morning After Morn by Seed, and there is more to go listen to.
Dude.
Please go do that.
Great job. Absolutely.
I didn't really get to review, so I'm going to very quickly say before we move along. A year and a half ago, I would have heard something that sounded like it was going to sound anything like that come on, and I would have been like, I can't, like, this isn't something I can relate to. And now I'm just like, oh, it's so brutal and I love it. And that's all this community. Like this, that's what the indie community has done. It's making me like country music.
Yeah, broaden your horizon.
Like metal. Yeah, 100%. Because otherwise you just listen to what you know, and that's it. And you never learn anything. You're very, 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 very welcome. So we have, one person that does have good collaborators, but yeah, it's
dude, I got to throw your link up on one of my pages, man. For sure.
Yeah, and I think there are probably collabs that could absolutely come out of this community with Seed. So let's get to cooking on that as well, please and thank you. Morning After Morn by Seed. We're gonna play, since I know that they're in the chat, or at least they were. Tronic Traverse has sent us a song called Retrophoria. And this one is it's a little bit spooky if you haven't noticed in the chat when they've been talking that the picture is masked. This is a masked producer, songwriter, singer, okay, who has chosen to keep their identity a secret. No one knows. It's concealed. It's hidden. You cannot find out. It's a mystery. And this is a synth wave, retro wave outrun project. The first track that was possible to be released in 4 years. 4 years. So they're working on an EP slowly, but they've got a bunch of other stuff they need to get through first. But we're going to listen to Retrophoria by Tronic Traverse.
killer.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Great synthwave stuff. I'm not sure what synth-based category that would fall into, but it was outstanding. And whoever the putting together the video couldn't have been any more applicable. That was like perfectly fit to the music.
I couldn't tell you what kind of synth wave it was. Maybe almost chill wave, because it was it had that like trance, that
kind of feel to it.
Trance vibe to it.
Yeah.
Well, what's the word? Great, really good arpeggiation. Is that the word for it? The keys parts to it.
Yeah.
It felt like something I would listen to after about spending 6 hours at a friend's rave.
Right.
And
had a total rave feel to it.
But also like
chill
coming down.
Chill rave,
I've been to
right.
raves. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the teeth grinding portion of the rave.
Post rave chill.
Yeah.
We got a new category. Post rave chill.
Both, dude. That's perfect, Joe. How many of those are you going to record now?
I'm going to get in touch with Justin Plain's Desperate Symphony, and we're going to work on it.
Here's
I
what's
agree more.
Here's what's not okay. Are you guys ready for this? Tronic Traverse has 1 monthly follower, and it's me.
That's going to change right now.
It's me. I'm the whole audience. Okay. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And I'm sorry, my sound is really weird tonight. So every once in a while, like I got to hear the whole song and then you guys started talking. I was like, so I missed a lot of what you said, but I heard something about, shrooms and chewing on pubic hair. I think that's what you said. I might be paraphrasing.
Normal Friday night.
Yeah, really,
Friday
it's just that's what we do with jangly dick and the bee's tits. That's
Sometimes with this
it.
beard, tell the difference, so it's perfectly fine.
It's true. That beard, most people don't know this about Paul. It goes all the way down. It is an unbroken sheet, and he just braids it together.
It comes up from the toes. So from the toes up is where it actually starts. It's really disgusting. Yeah.
That's a visual I'm gonna have a hard time getting out of my head. But I mean, guys, it's me. I'm the listener. Like I'm it. Now there's 2. There we go.
There's 2 of us. And then there were 2.
Please, that cannot stand. Tronic Traverse, very easy to find. You're looking for the mask. Okay, I cannot be the only person. It's absolute bullshit. They also have a YouTube. There it is. Yeah, please support, because that is there was a movie called Go that came out maybe 20 years ago, something like that. Yeah. And I could have totally seen that movie with that song on the soundtrack. Viking 1 says they're going to go follow. Geo, Tronic, prepare for followers. We'll need more chairs. Joe says they're amazing. I'm glad I collabed with them. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that, I don't think. Oh, did everybody go away? Oh, no. Candy said, just going to say, wow, so many ways you can go with that track. Great work. Yeah, very well said. Yeah. And I mean, that's something you can enjoy in a variety of situations, chewing on pubic hair or whatever you said. Elaine says there is a special talent for this type of music. He keeps building like an orchestra, layers on layers with melodies, and finds home again. Elaine, I'm so glad that you said that, because I didn't really understand, and this is a thing that happens with me sometimes, is that I don't necessarily think about the process of a thing until I started watching Electric Tardigrade literally make his music. I really wasn't thinking about all of the things that had to happen to make that happen. It's not like you just push a couple buttons and there it is. There's a lot that goes into it. And so I'm so glad that Elaine highlighted that, because, Justin Plain's Desperate Symphony says tight track, excellent production. There you go. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
But really, Tronic Traverse, I'm so glad that you came tonight and sent that in. We're definitely, and he made the video as well. So there you go.
Awesome work, man.
Multi-talented.
Love the build up. It just kept getting more and more epic. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, but that 1 monthly listener thing, we're not doing that anymore, guys. So, Dre, hi Dre, Entropy Emotion, Arcane Synthetic would kill it on a collab with Tronic Traverse. I love that idea. Yeah, and I would listen to Barker do a collab. I would listen to a whole Electric Tardigrade. Yeah.
Dustin,
I mean,
Blaine's
Blind
Dustin.
yeah, no, we've got a bunch of people who should be collabing and following and listening. So let's get to that. But yeah, Tronic Traverse with Retrophoria. Excellent.
Killer tune.
Excellent. And again, first track coming out in 4 years.
Wow.
Wow, right? Okay. So Paul, talk to me a little bit about what is going on with Dream the Heavy now, since we saw you last not so long ago.
We are just lining up shows. We're playing a festival in Johnstown. We're playing a charity event called Rock for Life. It's been going on here in Pittsburgh for about 25 years now. And what they do is they take they take a young person who is not in the best of circumstances, and highlight them and give them the rock star experience. So I love that. It's usually about 7 to 8 bands. They play for this person all day. There's a channel here called Music from the 412, ran by Rocky and Bill. And they highlight Pittsburgh musicians exclusively, and they do a phenomenal job. Great gentlemen. And they put this on. And what they do is they get the bands together. They go out, they buy a guitar or whatever this person wants. They have them all sign it. They treat this young person as a rock star for a day. So we're proud to do that. We're actually headlining one of our first shows, first time out here, which we're thrilled on, September 21st. And then
it's close.
Back to Cleveland again in October, and then a huge show out December 21st that we put on called Winter Wonder Ball, where we feature 4 local acts of different varieties. We got a hip hop act, an electronic act, very eclectic female fronted, all female band, almost all female band. They're headlining. We made sure that we wanted to really put that in the forefront of everything. And then also we will feature vendors, craftsmen, all from the area as well. Eventually, we're going to get into recording and putting something else out, hopefully an EP by the middle of next year.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And we're really, it's an uncomfortable thing to say because we were so adamant against it, but I believe that we're going to do some sort of release of cover songs. And we're hopeful, and it's like it's something that none of us are proud of.
Greg and I are literally a cover band, but okay, we'll let you slide on that.
It's because of how much we're influenced by these particular artists that we're really challenging ourselves to this. And if you heard Dream the Heavy, you know we kind of flow in between things. So to stick to certain songs and certain blocks, it's going to be difficult for us. But I think whether we we'll just put that out on Bandcamp or something. But that's what we're up to. We're staying busy. We are hopefully going to put out about 1/10 as much as Joe does in the next year.
So 70 or 80,000 songs. Okay. All right. It's it's a humble goal,
I got
but
kids,
I think
man. I don't know if I can do all of that. But no, we're doing well. We're going to continue to write new songs. We are hopefully going to work again with our great friend Ben. There's also there's another friend of ours who plays in a band called Spotlights. That I'm name dropping. So hopefully we're going to be working with them as well to do some recording. So we're staying busy, and then we're going to drop another single here by the end of, I'm hoping by October, November. Well,
Okay. Not too long to wait, but don't make me wait much longer than that, please.
No.
Okay, so Dream the Heavy, busy. Joe Blue, busy. Everybody's busy. So busy. Busy making amazing music. I think, speaking of amazing music, we should play some more. What do you think?
Absolutely.
I think we should. I think, let's see. Oh, sorry, Mike, this chair. I think maybe some, should we play some country? I think we should. I think we should play a song called These Summer Nights by Bruce Edwards. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory what it's about, but I think you guys are going to dig it. So let us do it. Bruce Edwards, These Summer Nights.
work's all done. Friday night, time to have some fun. Heading out to my favorite place to get away from this rat race. We don't need no big city lights, shooting stars, catching fireflies, memories that we won't forget. Stay up late and have no regrets. I wanna see you in the moonlight, coming off of that lake just right. Quiet evening by your side, gazing up at the moonlit sky. Just a six-pack and firelight. I'm better off when I'm holding you tight. Nothing matters, it all feels right. Lost in your eyes, no end in sight. On these summer nights, sunny days of yesterdays take me back to when I felt free. So fishing lures and cowboy chords, that's all I could ever need. Sit and talk about our dreams. Let's dance until the sun comes up. Tomorrow we can make it right, but tonight let's enjoy the ride. I wanna see you in the moonlight, coming off of that lake just right. Quiet evening by your side, gazing up at the moonlit sky. Just a six-pack and firelight. I'm better off when I'm holding you tight. Nothing matters, it all feels right. Lost in your eyes, no end in sight. On these summer nights, I wanna see you in the moonlight, coming off of that lake just right. Quiet evening by your side, gazing up at the moonlit sky. Just a six-pack and firelight. I'm better off when I'm holding you tight. Nothing matters, it all feels right. Lost in your eyes, no end in sight. On these summer nights, I wanna see you in the moonlight, coming off of that lake just right. Quiet evening by your side, gazing up at the moonlit sky. Just a six-pack and firelight. I'm better off when I'm holding you tight. Nothing matters, it all feels right. Lost in your eyes, no end in sight. On these summer nights.
Very cool.
Oh, that was so
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
What it is driving me crazy though, that chorus, which I love, you know, the way that the guitar changes and the rhythm changes. There's a song. It's I just found it. It's What a Good Boy by Bare Naked Ladies. Possibly my favorite Bare Naked Ladies song ever. But do you guys know it? What a Good Boy? No.
don't.
So there's a part in the song, I think it's before the last verse, where it just goes boom dicka doom dicka doom dicka doom. And that progression in there, I was like, oh, I hear, and I love it, but I love the way that it changed the whole song. You know, the verse, it was very different rhythm. The chorus, it switched it up. It made it just its own thing. And I was looking forward to it every time I knew the chorus was coming as a result. Still enjoying the rest of the song. But yeah, I mean, that's peaceful, easy, you know, on the beach, just kicking back music. And I love that about it. What did you guys think?
I love the note bends and slides that were kind of weaving in and out, supporting the
Guitar was
vocal line
great.
behind it.
Yeah.
So you've got beautiful acoustic guitar playing along, and then you've got these note slides and note bends that were kind of really creating a tapestry behind the vocals, which was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was making me think of sitting in a nice grassy field, bunch of friends just like staring at fireflies,
Right.
enjoying a beverage,
Right.
something a nice decompressing way to just kind of say goodnight to a summer evening.
Yeah. On
Just
fire with frosty libation.
oh yeah, like no light pollution. You could see the constellations.
Right.
You're just with your homies. There's no worry. You may be smoking a cigar. You might have a little cannabis or a lot. But it was absolutely
Smoke your beard, Paul. Smoke your beard.
I probably shouldn't. There's probably enough resin in this thing that get the entire community loaded. It was very, very well performed, and I liked the contrast between the what sounded like a lap steel guitar on one side,
Yes.
and then the other, and the lead in the other,
Yes.
and a very, very catchy repeated chorus that gave me the narrative of like what's in my mind. What my mind was painting was those fireflies.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad vibe at all, is it?
No.
Killer
Not at
vibe,
all.
man.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like our favorite memories, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
No, I mean that
I got
one
a-
definitely.
I got a little bit of Starland vocal band.
Oh wow.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I think I feel like I know that, but I can't think of what song. Whoa. Is anyone else hearing that?
Yeah, that was me. Bad connection.
Oh, okay. What do they do, honey? Starland Vocal Band? Is that
I know the name.
Skyrockets in Flight?
Afternoon Delight.
I
Yeah.
knew it. Son of
Yep,
a...
Sky Rockets in Flight. I was thinking the
So-
same thing because there was a melody similarity that I was trying to pick up on too, and I couldn't identify the song, but you nailed it, Greg. That's it exactly.
Yep.
Wow.
Good call.
I mean, so Bruce has like 30 something monthly listeners, which is not enough. So we need to fix that too, please and thank you.
Mhm.
And get that up, get those numbers up. And more important, get more ears on the music because that's what it's really all about. So Bruce Edwards, These Summer Nights, really lovely. I think we should completely change tack and play some Face Kicker now. Face
right.
Kicker has a song called Nitro, which stands for Needle in the Red, and then you get a bonus O, which nobody ever minds a bonus O. Yeah. So the idea is basically just push the limits, just push things into the red, and just fucking do it, which is how Face Kicker likes to do pretty much everything. So let us do it. Nitro by Face Kicker. You can't find the. That wasn't very nitro of you.
Thank
big rock finish, as our little one used to say.
Yeah.
I love a live video. I do. And I think I saw Drew. Hi, Drew from Drunk and Lonely, and other things say, we are all the woo guy. I also loved that the camera panned in on two people. The person taking a picture of the band, and then the guy that was just a nod step above the arms folded guy, but he was like,
Right.
he was enjoying it, but he did not want anybody to know
Right.
it. Just,
Right.
but they're immortalized in that video forever. Love that. Face Kicker Nitro.
Yeah.
What did we think, Paul from Dream the Heavy?
This is gonna be a two-parter. The song was killer. It takes a lot of cojones to sing about your band's name in your song. Dream the Head.
It's very
we
80s rap,
won't do
guys.
that.
Yeah.
It's killer. It's very East Bay punk rock, which is
Hmm.
what I kind of feel like that was.
Mhm.
I like a good punk trio. We've got some killer ones here in Pittsburgh. We got some phenomenal punk rock here, and that band would fit in very well up here. Second thing, that hit a lot of feels for me.
Yeah.
That particular stage is where I grew up playing music. And that is
Aw.
just random
Oh,
that
that's
shows
cool.
up.
Right on.
Wow,
man.
no kidding.
924
That's very cool.
924 Gilman in Berkeley,
Fuck yeah.
as well as things in Alameda, Oakland, San Francisco.
I did not
924 was a club that, and is a club that is legendary.
Nice.
I could name drop bands that I've seen there.
Yeah.
And just phenomenal. I mean, it's historical around there for bands like the Dead Kennedys, AFI, Green Day, Rancid,
Awesome.
Machine Head, Neurosis,
Wow.
the Deftones. That was the pinnacle place to play.
So
And to
that's
be
where
able-
you film your video, man, for sure.
Hell yeah.
I actually in another band, before I moved to Pittsburgh, there's actually a video of me on YouTube playing in a full set there.
Oh,
So
wow.
to see
Oh,
that
that's
come,
cool.
That's
to
so
see that come
trippy.
up,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Badass.
to see that come up
Badass.
really hit me in the
Reminiscent.
feels. Face Kicker
Aw.
rules. I would love to hear more from them. Really, really good rock and roll. Really good, and almost
Yeah.
kind of borderlining between a little like garage, kind of like a garage punk rock kind of vibe,
Right.
but a little bit more. They're trying to be violent. I can appreciate the attempt at
Face
aggression.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Aggression.
really
Right
good.
in the face. Just
Really good.
Grungy,
Yeah.
punky aggression.
Yeah.
And kudos to the lead guitarist in the full-on split power hoker stance. So he's going legs wide because he knows this is what I'm playing is so fucking heavy. I got to
Yep.
get in my wide power stance. So I'm in my hoker stance and wearing a Misfits t-shirt. Dude, you fucking rock. Badass song.
I love that
and
solo at
great
the end. That
killer
You,
great.
you
presentation. That was a
made
great
Joe
solo.
Boo love a shirt. That's the level of magic that is
Dude,
at play
Anybody who
here.
busts out a Misfits t-shirt, killer.
Geo says that's the
That's
band you go
perfect.
to the
Exactly.
squatter's warehouse
Yep.
to listen to while the skaters use the ramp they built in the room through the hole in the wall.
Yes,
All right,
absolutely.
Drinking out of a stolen
nailed
keg
it
of
again.
Paps and just
The
slugging
poet
down
laureate of
down
the
black
always
velvet whiskey.
hilarious chat. That is
Yeah.
Geo 100%. Just as when violence and innocence meet halfway.
Yeah.
Okay. Craig's face was kicked. 3 Bravo. Craig's face was kicked. Entirely kicked. Freaky says the crossed arm guy is in a zone at all times. Indeed. But he was nodding. He could have been nodding at someone reading his tax returns
was
to him. I
approving.
don't know. But he was
just-
in
he
it.
just-
He-
yeah, he was improving. He just didn't want anybody else.
that's it. He just
did.
did not want
Yeah.
anyone behind him to
Yeah.
know, but we all saw it. We all
Oh,
saw
yeah.
it. And Face Kicker saw it, which is why they put him in the Nitro video. And we love that. So yeah, that is a blast. And again, we don't have too many live videos, recordings, and stuff on this show. So anytime we get one, it's good. Face Kicker, 61 monthly listeners. We can definitely do better than that. Gio, you're not the resident cross-armed guy.
Yeah, he
You're
is.
not being attacked. I can't see that. I absolutely can't. All right, we got a couple more we can play. I think we're gonna do. I'm kind of wearing the shirt. It's not the specific shirt, but this is a song by Without the Sky, an end, called A Choir of Shattered Angels. This is Josh is putting out an EP called Reflections, and they're dedicated to his uncle who passed away about 15 years ago, and just dealing with all the conflict and emotion of the passing and, being frustrated and having regrets. And so we're going to play A Choir of Shattered Angels by Without the Sky. Now, what I have to say is I interviewed Josh. He was maybe like our 6th or 7th interview, I want to say, for Vox and Guest. And Josh, this project, which was originally called End, which was very hard to search on, and so he morphed it into Without the Sky. This black metal, just fucking intense, brutal project. And then Under the Yggdrasil, which is the shirt that I'm wearing, very different kind of dark ambient thing. And so I was kind of fascinated with the idea of meeting him because I had listened to this music. Josh is literally the last guy you would expect to show up when Greg is laughing because he remembers we both sat down. And this very mild-mannered,
So chill.
super quiet guy just sat down. He was like, "Hi, I'm Josh." And I was like, wow. I'm like, "That's you, really?" And he was like, "Yeah, it helps me sleep." I was like, "Okay." So, I mean, that was more Under the Yggdrasil. But, I mean, it is one of those things where it was very early on in our Vox and Guest career, so to speak. And it just made me so... It was like meeting JD of Death Pigeon, where it's like, you hear the music and then you meet the person and you're like, so I love that this song comes from that guy because all I got from that entire track was just 1,000% raw emotion. Like that was just soul cry, keening kind of stuff right there. And knowing him and knowing what it's about, it hits in a very particular way. So what did you guys think of A Choir of Shattered Angels by Without the Sky?
So you said he was in a band called End, and I know that
it's all one guy, but yeah.
There used to be a band End that I would listen to back in the early 2000s. I don't know if that's them, but they had the same kind of vibe to it all. I love black metal. I think that is incredible. I think that there is a underappreciated trance quality and a healing component. I know when people hear it, most of the time they think ugly, they think sadness, they think that, but through that you work through it and you are allowed to exude that. And at some point, once those feelings have been addressed, I personally just I get washed, like almost like a cleansing. And it is cathartic, and I think it is absolutely underappreciated. Just because some people can't understand the words, or they can't understand that, but you can understand the emotion.
That's it.
You've been there, and it is absolutely raw. And hearing that, I don't know if I was in my musician brain adding notes to what I was hearing. Kind of in more in an ethereal ambient sort of thing.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was in there knowing Josh, but I'd have to go back and listen again too.
It probably, I mean, if it was subtle, it was very well done. And that is a very well done song for that genre. And most of the people I know who write that stuff and perform that stuff are very unassuming. It's because they are shy. They're shy and they're reserved, and it is that type of person that we need to kind of hold up every once in a while and just be like, "This is rad, and we appreciate you," because they get a lot of shit from a lot of people, and it is absolutely not deserved. I absolutely and I hope that Josh continues to make some more killer stuff.
And we got to add to these 18 monthly followers, please, for Without the Sky. So, Joey, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I think it's a wildly misunderstood form of music. And I think it's unfortunate because on its surface, too many people are immediately, "Oh, geez, no. That sounds like, devil worship."
Right.
And I don't think an awful lot of non-fans would recognize that this is soul wailing expressiveness. And for a lot of these shy people who are involved in this kind of music, they don't have that outlet because they're not openly expressive. So this is where they are allowed to kind of fuel all of that and allow this cathartic cleansing of their soul to happen.
And it's a key point too, because especially given that this is a song and an EP that is steeped in the grieving process, that you meet a guy like Josh, who looks like just, this is in there. All of that is in there.
Right.
and this is how it comes out, you know, and it is cathartic, and it is, you know, and again, I was astounded by just how calm and quiet and mild mannered, and you know, then having spoken to him more off camera, you know, the stories start to come out, right, and then you see where all of this comes from. But man, that's a song that sneaks up on you with how emotional it is. You know, and I think you're exactly right, Joe, that a lot of people hear that and just, you know, and oh my God, and no, you got to pay attention to what's going on there.
Right.
You know, that's not
Right.
aggressive music. That's not music that's out to hurt anybody. That's music that's out to heal
Yeah.
your
Purge
own
pain.
soul, you know, and to express pain and all of those things that sometimes words just can't do for us, especially, you know, people who are not, as Paul said, used to expressing themselves like that. So
You know, as a vocalist, I've got a ton of respect for guys who can do that, because I
Yeah.
can't imagine
it is not.
how.
I mean, I asked that question a lot when I interview, you know, screamers specifically, growlers too, but screamers, and you know, like you know, Josh from 3 Bravo, same thing, who has these gorgeous clean vocals, but then can scream his fucking head off, you
Right.
know, and it's a completely different kind of vocalizing,
Right.
and it is, and anybody who thinks they could just get up and do it without completely
No chance.
decimating your vocal
Yeah.
cords, good luck, buddy. You know, it's like, oh, you know, I could just, you know, base jump out of this plane with no parachute and
Right.
I'll be fine. No, you can't do it. It
No,
is a
you can't.
skill. It is a
I'd love to
skill.
be able to, and I've never learned how to. And
Yeah. No, that's
in a lot of ways, I'm terrified to try, because I
yeah,
don't
no,
want
after
to do
your
damage.
whole
And
hem-
I've
yeah,
already done
I was
damage,
gonna say, you've
so-
already been there. Please don't do that. We
Yeah.
can't go another 7 years without that. Would be literally 1.5 million songs a year that we wouldn't be getting from. So we
Missed
can't.
out on.
We can't. But again, Without the Sky, a choir of shattered angels. Please,
Killer tune,
18
yeah.
monthly listeners, let's get that up, please. We're gonna do 2 more. Is that all right, dear? Okay. I want to play The Lord in Vain. Human Insect. We've got, everybody knows Johan from Fanskapt. This is another project. This is the industrial punk metal project out of Sweden. So it's Johan and Bjorn and May and Dennis and Martin and Ludwig, and they're just gonna
Badass crew.
fucking
They're a badass crew.
badass group, absolutely. And this song, Human Insect, let's just play it. I don't even have to introduce it. It'll speak for itself. The Lord in Vain, Human Insect.
Human
mental state characterized by delusions, psychosis, and paranoia. 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 Paranoia.
Did my mom just pop up in the chat and say that she liked that song, or am I having a small fugue moment? Yeah, she did. Hi, Mom. If anyone needed evidence that my mom is fucking cool, there it is. That is not a song that is probably on rotation in my parents' house, but you never know. Freaky says Gregbot has reached peak evolution. What were you doing? Were you? Oh no, I can't. I can't watch you. It had to be a rhetorical question. I mean, holy shit, Johan. I don't know if Johan's still up. Probably not. But I mean, and I saw she really is awesome. I saw someone talking about Bjorn's vocals and absolutely, oh my gosh.
Between
guys,
Johan Asp on drums, who is one of the baddest ass drummers in this entire community.
Oh yeah.
And he plays for Fanscap. He plays for Lord in Vain. He plays for a bunch of people. And he is just a fucking beast.
Yep.
He's a machine.
He's a machine. He is a machine. I mean, you can't get better than that dude. And Bjorn rips the shit out of vocals. And if you've ever heard him sing clean, I mean, the guy's got amazing range and power. And to do what he does, that is just one seriously polished pro band, man. They're just killer.
Absolutely. Paul,
I can't listen to them with a baseball bat in my hand because otherwise I would trash my house.
Please don't do that. Tracy would be so mad at you. Yeah. Charlie too.
You're like Breaking Down, that movie?
Right, exactly.
Falling Down?
Falling Down.
Yeah. But I think that was like a dude movie. But Paul, what did we think of The Lord in Vain? Human Insect.
The first thing that came to mind was a band called Nail Bomb, and it was featured Alex Newport from Fudge Tunnel and Max Cavalera from Sepultura came together to do an industrial thing too. And to hear Johan
Fudge Tunnel.
Yes. Oh, you've never heard Fudge Tunnel?
No, but I automatically love it just based on the name. Sepultura, obviously, I know, but Fudge Tunnel.
Fudge Tunnel is incredible.
I think we've got to get. Was it Jangly Dick and the Bees?
Jangly Dick, Bees, Fudge Tunnel.
Fudge Tunnel. Yeah, there we go. That's the lineup.
Very well produced, very well written. The samples were incredible, timely. The vocals, the double offset vocals were phenomenal. That's the kind of song that makes me want to learn how to actually program synth samples and do the whole thing, because again, with the prior song with the black metal stuff, industrial and more on the metal side of industrial has been a huge influence on me, because I came from that metal world and that hip hop world. So you have that kind of like hand holding, danceable beat to it. It made me feel like I was back at the Trocadero in San Francisco, which was a club called, and they hosted Bondage a Go-Go. And it was an absolute, it was everything you think it was.
Yeah, it sounds that's pretty self-descriptive, that name. Okay.
Yeah. And I commend Johan. I know that he's been very supportive of our band as well.
He's just a great guy in general.
He seems like a really cool dude, and I've seen him on here before, and just an incredibly well arranged song. Absolute kudos. I want to buy that. Lord in Vain is pretty sick.
And that bridge.
Dope.
Can we talk about that?
Dope. Totally sick.
Dope.
Was anyone expecting it? Because
No.
and that again, I said it at the very beginning, and you know it, and the community just keeps teaching me over and over again. It's those little things that you do not expect. It's the nuances, it's the layers, it's the twist. You know, it's the M. Night Shyamalan of music, but it has to work in the song. It can't just sound like some Deus Ex Machina that just fell on the ground and like it has to work, and this worked, you know, and
It worked really well.
and again, you know, as I was saying about Josh from Without the Sky, like Johan, one of the sweetest people, and then that, you know, so it is this indie community on every level is just masterful at busting preconceptions of what indie music is and what it isn't, of what the kind of people behind the kinds of genres that you're hearing on shows like this and EWL and On the Air Tonight and Ms. Hyde's, you know, Welcome to the Hyde Side, and, you know, all these great, you know, radio station shows, podcasts, whatever, you know, Gargoyles, Robert Gar's show. He's got a new one now. Joey, do we remember what it's called? Music Mayhem, maybe?
Yes.
You know, like just, you know, we're bringing you guys this stuff because people need to hear it, you know, and then to have things like the panel or interviews, you know, that we or anybody else do, it's to show you that, you know, it's all preconception, you know, that if you think you're going to meet this person who's, you know, which is, it's not who you're going to meet 9 times out of 10, you know, some of the most nasty, like brutal people that you'd never want to hang with are making like this super poppy, whatever music, like it has nothing to do with anything. And I think in a lot of ways, genre can be, you know, I when I interviewed Shovel Monster, I feel like Mick said something like that. Like, I make this music so that I don't go out and just start like breaking things, you know, and Mojo too. So, you know, I love all of that. And I love that all of it ultimately comes back down to emotion, you know, and whatever the emotion is, doesn't really matter. If you're expressing something authentic, it's going to resonate with people. And I mean, holy shit, like, The Lord in Vain, Human Insect, fantastic. We're going to play one more that is nothing like the last couple songs we've played, because why the hell would we do anything expected? I may deviate, dear. I may deviate from the plan. No.
Fine. I don't
deviate,
care.
don't deviate.
They're all good.
Do you? Of course they are. Do we
While you're
want
preparing
to
to deviate,
hear sort of
I can just say that, man, like going back to how good all these people are, Johan Asp is he's one of the greatest fucking dudes I've ever known. He's become a really good friend of mine. Yeah. And I absolutely love that guy. He's just a great fucking guy.
I completely agree. We were not deviating on that. That's for sure. All right. Again, I'm going to leave it to the panel. We can either listen to a rock song that kind of goes between slower and faster, or we can listen to something that is a straightforward ballad. They are both fabulous. You can't go wrong. But what would you guys rather listen to? Did everything freeze?
No, just my brain.
Oh, there's
I was like, guys,
roll of the dice. I'm good with whichever one you want to go with.
Paul, do you have a backbone, unlike Joe?
Let's go for the ballad.
Okay.
Go for the ballad.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is a song called Track 8 by Box Seats. And this was on one of our playlisters playlists. Now I feel like it might have been on one of the new release Renegades. It's funny. People always ask me why I don't mention playlisters more on the show. I feel like I mention it a lot, and then I always have this allergy to being something that feels self-promotional. And it's like sort of sat down the other day and I was like, we actually don't benefit from it at all. It's just like a lot of work to do, but like all the bands do. So I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So I'm gonna go ahead and mention that you know, if it was new release Renegades, it's you know, cycled out to a different song. But that was where I first found them. And this song in particular, Track 8 by the band Box Seats. And the song was written after a number of their band members had suffered heartbreak at the hands of people that they thought that they were in love with and who loved them. And this goes into the darker side of love. So just before we play it, I just want to quickly wrap up. We played Malion. We played Speakeasy, Fall of Abel. We did He Said, She Said, The Fods, Pulse. We did Without the Sky. We did The Lord in Vain. We did Face Kicker. We did Bruce Edwards. We did Seethe. and I think Tronic Traverse, and then we're doing this, right? Did I get everybody?
You got him.
Excellent. So we're gonna end on Box Seats, track 8. I love this song from the second I heard it. I think you guys are gonna feel the same. So let's do it.
I spent my last dollar searching the clouds for a last glimpse of the sun. Times like these, they tend to remind me it's to you whom I can run. Girl, you don't have to be so down. You don't have to feel so down over me. Storm the sieges, come back, darling. Don't you know what I would do for you? My friends say I think too much. Where are you now? You're across town. Girl, you don't have to be so down. You don't have to feel so down over me. Is that there are better days, days that follow the rain to come. Girl, you don't have to be so down. You don't have to feel so down over me. Girl, you come back to me. Can't you understand this is not what was meant to be? Spent my last dollar searching the clouds for the last glimpse of the sun. Girl, you don't have to be so down. You don't have to feel so down.
Awesome.
Right?
Great last
Joey,
song.
your face did exactly what mine did the first time I heard that, where I was like settled into a great ending, and
Yeah.
then he brought it right back up, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you had the same
My
big
last
grin that I did."
dollar. Oh, that's awesome.
And I mean, my eyes were closed for, if not all of it, most of it. I'm sure somebody mentioned the Beatles because that was the first
Yeah.
thing that I heard when I listened to it. But and then everyone says Oasis, which is basically like saying the Beatles. But I mean, I also get Counting Crows from this too, and I'm not quite sure why. It's not Duritz's timbre or anything like that, but I think it's about the sensibility of the thing. Just how emotive it is and raw it is and honest it is, and it's very spare in its way. But when you have a voice like that, you don't need much more than that. So
Right.
what did you guys think of track 8 by Box Seats?
And Adam Duritz had similar kind of inflections.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I thought
There
it
you
was a very, very cool, feel goody, great end of the night song. You could see people with their flashlights or their phones kind of swaying back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Good
dug
night,
it.
Viking one. Golden Slumbers. Yeah, okay. Justin was with me on that one. Paul, what did we think?
It was really giving me Arctic Monkeys and Flaming Lips kind of vibes to it with the with this kind of psychedelic aspects to it.
I hear that now. Okay.
Just man, what a nice little palate cleanser for
Right.
everything that was going through for the evening. Just a very very simple, and I mean that in the most respectful way, well crafted,
Yeah.
airy,
Calming.
nice, calming song. And that's I think everybody can really feel that they've been on the bad side of the relationship. It's almost like taking ownership of it. And when you do that, you allow yourself to grow quite a bit as well. So, but they did it in a very beautiful way, and in a way that was almost shouldering the burden of that for their partner, and also providing themselves with a very therapeutic sonic exit.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Very well said. This is why we pay him the big buck.
It reminded me of an obscure song. I don't know why. Maybe it was the chords, but it was, for me, it was a combination of like Maroon 5 meets Terry Jacks' "Season in the Sun."
Okay.
I don't know if you know that one.
Wow. Okay.
Love that song.
Wow. I would not have necessarily picked that up, but
we had joy, we had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, I really just, and it's funny that we live in a world where we feel the need to asterisk or footnote, simple as a word, that like, that's a bad thing, and I mean, I've used the analogy too many times at this point of, like when you're cooking with only a few ingredients, they all have to be of the absolute top quality, and simple is not easy. Two different things, and to be able to extract that much flavor, to extend the terrible metaphor from something that doesn't have that much baked into it, is really impressive. And again, like, that's where thank you, Jack. I don't even know what the fuck I just said, but if it sounded factual, and I never ever doubt myself, so it was the best thing anyone's ever said ever. But I love that. I love that a timbre like that can just cut through everything. And, you have to believe lyrics like that. You have to, that has to be written by someone who's lived it. It has to be sung by someone who's lived it. It has to be played by someone who's lived it, and, that anytime you can live in an uncomfortable space and then share that with the world, I think you're doing a service, because, we live in a place where too many people are just constantly running away from difficult things, and you can't grow or get through them that way. So I this whole night, to me, this, the playlist we're going to have from this is definitely a roller coaster, right?
Oh, yeah.
But it'll tick a box of catharsis for pretty much anybody, no matter what genre you tend to gravitate towards. So this community every week just blows us away. And again, we, for all the songs we play, we have so many. Greg was counting this week. We have, what is it? It's like almost 100 songs or over 100 songs that we've had submitted that we haven't been able to get to.
Yeah. No, way more than that.
I don't even. So, I mean, please, anybody, when we don't play you, it's apologies. We just,
doesn't mean that, it just, we can't get to everybody.
Aren't enough hours in the day. But in any case, I want to thank everyone who is in the Always Hilarious chat. Let me see what they had to say about that song before we do that, actually, because I didn't get to them yet. Want to have the community have a voice here. Jack Phantom says epic ending. Yeah, absolutely. Great choice. Yeah, we couldn't have gone wrong. The other one was great too. Freaky says all the feels right there, Jack. Not even a jack wagon, just Jack. Just talking to Jack. Hi, Dashing Skull Club says fuzz. That's kind of what the bee's tits sounds like. Richie digs this. He digs this. Synthetic Blonde. Hi, Synthetic Blonde. Steph says this is beautiful. Yeah, it really is a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Jack Phantom says last call, lights coming up, enough conversation. Let's compare tattoos in the moonlight. I love it.
That's beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just so impressed. I do want to thank everybody in the Always Hilarious chat. We had a nice crowd tonight, I think, which always makes us happy because it means more people are hearing the music. And none of these people, Malion, first band we played with Tortured that everyone loved so much, 3 monthly listeners. We had, I forget who had the one that I was the only person who was following, but I don't remember who it was. We gotta change those up. So again, not about the numbers, but let people know you're hearing them, and then you can actually listen to them too. I want to thank our mystery panel of greatness. Definitely copious amounts of greatness here. Joe Boo, as always, the boo of many bands. It is always a pleasure to have you, your nipples, and Charlie on the show. Paul,
Always happy to
despite
be
your
here.
best attempts to ruin the tech here so that you could take over, it
I'm
was
2 for
still
2. I am 2 for 2 now.
If it happens again, I think we have confirmatory data that you are an agent of chaos and that there is some sort. He's probably on our lawn, just fucking, I don't know, streaming something at very high speed so that we can my computer went down. But really, so Paul from Dream the Heavy, Joe Boo of many bands, I can't even name them all. Thank you guys so much for being here. Your
Anytime.
Your insights are as excellent as your music, which is saying a lot.
It's always a
That's
pleasure.
it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry. Thank you again to Greg as always for being our organizational hub and the robot of everyone's dreams, except for mine because it creeps me out and I can't look at it. That's another Voxing guest in the books, guys. We're going to be live again next week, and then I think soon after that, we're finally going to have our packet loss interview. We are almost back in our studio where we can edit it.
Awesome.
But should be live again next week. So make sure you send those songs in using the sexy form. I will be posting about that either tonight or tomorrow. And that's another Voxing guest in the books. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.